know, guys, come on, this is a great photo.
Yeah, I'm taking a video.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
No, I know, I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna show it.
Yeah, there was regulation.
There was.
Documentation.
There was, but I get to insinuate. Yeah, I get to say that it is. It's like not focusing on my face. Autofocus. Okay. Okay, so I'm not allowed to actually document the outcome of this. However, Michael in his mane, can I show the mane before?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, now very slowly. Look at that. Okay. So Mike has allowed me to curl his hair with no photographic evidence, but I have this, I think it's like a 1/2 inch curling wand. And so we're gonna put on a movie and we're gonna curl Mike's hair. And I am candidly so excited. Very excited. I'll try to get a picture if I can.
Storm on the Sea of Galilee.
Look at your
Only CC.
You know what people pay for that? I'm only gonna send it to Chris.
That's fine.
Actually, I'm gonna get the curl. I
I
think
feel like I belong in Motley Crue. Are you ready for this?
Kim, I'm sorry.
He does look like the Beast.
I can't unsee that now. Oh
I think he looks like Trent.
my god.
like Shirley
That guy
Yeah.
with glasses.
Oh, with the glasses.
Okay, so I woke up this morning and I saw like kind of like the front of Mike's hair and I saw that like most of the curls looked like they had fallen out. And I hadn't really looked at his hair since because he had like it up in a bun. Look. He's doing a side. Look at that. Oh, this is good. This is too good. Hello, back with some of the gardening content that God no one asked for. So today's been absolutely beautiful. I think it's like 75 out now. And Mike and I started the morning by taking the boys to the dog park, and then we got a bagel and got some ice cream, and then we got down to the gardening stuff. So like we went to Home Depot and we grabbed a bunch of seed, like grass seed for the front yard, and so Mike did all of that. He like filled in a bunch of holes that we had up there, and then he like put the seed down and watered because we were supposed to get a bunch of rain this week, so hopefully that'll help that to grow in really well. And then I have been working in the backyard. I have been like overturning the soil where we're gonna be planting the garden, so that we can kind of like mix up the soil, and it's hopefully just like, I think just making it lighter and hardier for the plants that we're gonna put in there. And as we're digging more, I've probably found like 10 just bricks like buried in the dirt, and a bunch of like some huge like 40-pound rocks and a bunch of like smaller rocks. And now I've come across like this whole section with like pea gravel mixed into it. And not to mention like all of the humongous roots and branches that I found like buried in the ground. So I was like researching a bunch of like can you plant like vegetables in like a pea gravel dense soil. I guess like squashes and some herbs like thyme and stuff do really well. So I think I'm probably just gonna plant my squashes and my herbs like in that side. So hopefully they can do well over there. I think squash is like a pretty hardy food. Like last summer when we grew it, it just like it grew so well. So hopefully they do well over there, because I'd love to have some squashes, and I think we'll plant our pumpkins there too, because I think that falls under squash. So I'll kind of show you, I don't know like how well you can tell the progress I've made. It's just been me a bunch of digging and then hard raking and throwing a bunch of like the hard rake gunk that it's taking out into the bucket. So I'll show you, but I don't know how much is gonna be evident, but I promise you, I don't know how, like, I don't know how dirty you can tell that I am, but I've been out there for quite a while. But I'm making a lot of progress, so that like feels really nice. So I'll show you, and I don't know what I'll do next. I'm kind of just taking it like step by step, but I definitely want to finish doing some of the, getting like the dirt itself ready. So here's a bunch of actually the perennials that we dug up the other week, and I can't tell what this guy is. I don't know. I don't know. I have like some other ones that I cannot tell what these are. It's like really weird. It's almost like a kale, but it's like came out like in like a bud. So I don't know how well. So the line that I'm doing for the garden is from here down to like that fence to like make the square. And I'll probably only do about half this year. So this is the half that I've like pretty much all like dug up and then hard raked. And then this stuff is a bunch of like pea gravel mixture. So that's probably where I'll do the squashes and such. Here's a bucket with a bunch of like roots, and then all of those are roots that I've dug up. And then these are all the rocks and bricks that I've just been throwing when I find them. There are so many of them. Anyway, I don't think I'll leave the camera out here because it's really just me digging, and it's pretty hot. Like, the boys are pretty toasty. It does. Promise I'm not a bad dog mom. They like have the option to be inside. But yeah, this little garden update. So quick note to self, do not wear fake nails if you plan on doing gardening, because literally all but 3 came off. So I'll be painting my nails same color as the fake nails until the rest fall off, which hopefully is soon. But just a quick note, word for the wise, don't wear them. Okay, so it is now the evening, and I finished the garden area. Like, I think I've showed you, so it's a pretty big area. So I ended up just turning over all the soil and then like hard raking it down so that it would be like nice and level. And probably next weekend I will put on some like, I'll go buy some like nice super fertile soil so that I can have that mixed in and hopefully just give my plants the best chance at surviving that they can. And maybe build like a little fence around it. Since we don't really have a bunny problem here, I don't think we need to do like the one that I did last year that had, it was like a little wood fence, kind of like maybe 1.5 feet tall, that had like a wire kind of mesh built into it, and like it was fine. It just wasn't super sturdy, or like, and it was kind of cute. But anyway, I think we'll do a different one this year, because I don't think we like have any bunnies that like could ever come into our yard. And it's really just trying to keep the boys out that I think we're gonna be concerned with. So I'm super tired now, and as diligent as I was about putting on sunscreen throughout the day on the top half of my body, because I was wearing like full-length leggings and a tank top, I neglected to put sunscreen between my sock and like where my legging ended. So like I have like maybe a 2-inch tan spot on my ankle. So I'm really hoping that turns out to just be dirt that I didn't wash off well enough in the shower, but we'll see. Anyway, oh, so I ended up going around the garden today, and like there's this app, I think it's called, I think it's just called Identify Plants, and you can go around and just take a picture. You can like take a picture of all the plants that you see around, and it tells you like exactly what they are immediately. And so we ended up identifying a bunch of the stuff in our yard, kind of around, like there's nothing really in our garden yet. We did find one kind of like in the backyard called Lavage, I don't know, one of those that it's like, so it's in the middle of our backyard, and we're gonna take out because it says the oils that it produces can be toxic to dogs. So we're gonna take that out. And I found rhubarb, which was really cool. I had like seen it coming up, and it like started as like a little bulb almost, like, but like coming right out of the ground. I'd like never seen anything like that before. And so now it's kind of like blossomed into like kale sort of leaves. So that's really cool to have rhubarb. Maybe make some strawberry rhubarb pies this summer, or I don't really know what else you would do with it, but that'll be nice to have. Found this one, I think it's an herb called cleavers, that you can make like a tea out of. Probably won't, but kind of just a cool find. One funny one I found, so like 2 weeks ago, I thought I had mint in the yard, and my dad was looking for some mint, and I was like, oh, just take a batch of mine, like replant it in your garden. Like, you know, I have a couple of these growing, and like I had smelled it, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely mint. It's catnip, so we have catnip in our yard. I found horseradish, so that was kind of cool. It had like 2 different types of leaves on it almost. We had oregano, a big patch of oregano growing, and then some roses, and I think that's like all of like note. We do on the kind of the front half of the house, like not where the dogs can get to. We have wormwood, which I guess is also absinthe. I don't know what we would do with like a raw absinthe. We're not gonna like make our own, but that was kind of cool. It was like a really like light sagey green looking plant. And I think that's all of like of note that I found, but it was like really nice to just go around and be like, what is that, and just like go around with your picture. I'm sure it just looked like wild to my neighbors, but again, I'm sure I look wild now. So anyway, now it's, yeah, like I said 5 minutes ago at this point, it's evening. Mike made me like a little strawberry sort of margarita, and my mom's coming over, and we're gonna grill and hopefully just sit out on the patio and maybe we'll play a game or something, but just continuing to enjoy some of this nice weather that we're having. It's supposed to be super rainy tomorrow, which is really good for the garden. I guess like after you turn soil, like it needs a couple weeks before you actually like plant it, so that like all the organisms can like readjust, and the water I think will just be really good for that whole process. So hopefully I'll plant in like a week or two. I'm like waiting for whenever the night temperature consistently stays above 50 degrees, because I guess that's kind of like the benchmark for like when to plant things outside. But other than that, I think that's like the big garden update. I'll show you my little seedlings and everything. So here are the ones that I started a couple weeks ago at this point. So obviously green onion, I'm pretty sure that's sage, and I think this guy is basil, and so they've all come up except whatever that was supposed to be. I think now that I'm pretty sure I know what 3 of them are, I can figure out what all of them are because I put them alphabetically. So I have a couple little ones here, not making much progress though, same with those. And then for the bigger set, I realized that I planted what I thought were carrots, are actually radishes, because I planted my radishes here. Can you see that? Kind of like see that there. And then some more there that I know are radishes, and they look identical. But they all seem to kind of be sprouting. The peas and the beans are doing great. And then I think I have, see a little bit of kale right there, some eggplant sprouts, and then some actual carrot sprouts, I hope. But anyway, I'm super excited to actually plant those and start to get some vegetables and fruit, hopefully. Oh, I found out today that our neighbor, from our neighbor, that our previous homeowner, he cut down a bunch of like, I think he said raspberry bushes in the backyard, and I'm absolutely devastated. So I would have loved some, and I don't see like any kind of remnants of where he said they were. So that was a bummer. But anyway, happy Saturday. and I'm hoping you're enjoying all this gardening content because I hope I'll be posting a lot this summer. So